There we go. I've just started the streaming now. Be starting it at 9:05 every day now. See how it goes. Big thing is, I want to see if we solve the buffering issues. iBio. This is gapped up again. I don't know if it's a virus stock. I don't see anything, but I also see that they've announced a financing, but it's moving up from it. Wayfair. W is a earnings play. Look at this gap down for Wayfair. W. EB, another earnings play, a big gap down for it. I mean, here's a support area. I mean, if it crashes through 15, look out. I mean, that'll be an all-time low. So BT, just an absolute confirmation. You are using Chrome as your browser. You disabled the hardware accelerator, and you still can't see the bottom half of the screen. Absolutely 100%. And again, you did close down the browser and log. And okay, I don't know what to say. I'll give you support at protradingroom.com. Make sure I support at protradingroom.com. Okay, so there is now, guys. Don't inundate him, okay? But this is the developer of the room. He's got we don't develop the room. This is the developer. You can fire him an email, and he's very responsive usually. So maybe he can help you. I certainly don't know how to do it. SGMO, gapping up. At least it had gapped up. Sorry, it's still gapped up. I was looking here. So it's gapped up on earnings, SGMO. AMRN. This is really gapping down still. Had a big down day yesterday, again with a lot of the market, but it is a pharma, so it definitely bucked the trend. Here is maybe the support area. Cracks through that, look out. MYL, it's another one that is gapping down on earnings, MYL. Again, you just have to look at some of these charts. I mean, it's a little bit, it's about $1.50 away from the lows right there on that monthly chart, but I don't know what's going to prop it up. A lot of you have been following, of course, Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. It is still gapping down. Snap. I mean, I could go on and on, but I'm just picking the ones that I have on my gap downs, okay, this morning. Snap is another one that it's not an earnings play. Some support maybe around 1340 or so. Big float. PSTG, another earnings play. Okay, guys, what time is it? Right now it's 9:11. I'm just going to have to put myself on mute for 1 minute while I change headsets, okay? Okay, so this is fuck off. No, nothing. Where it is for that. All right, guys, I'm back. Well, the gap continuous or reverse doesn't start working until the market opens. Okay, there's some filters in there. Well, there's the relative volume filter, so it is different. Yes. Well, Alex, Firefox is not what you should be using. Try Chrome. Okay. This update that Chrome did the other day, or I don't know why it would affect all the other browsers, but all right, guys. What else am I looking at here? I think did I mention PSTG? PSTG. This is another earnings play. It's not very much volume. They released after hours, and it gapped right down. But look. I mean, look at the gap. You know, you've got on that monthly chart maybe some support around 11.89 or 12 or so. So it still has room. If it can, especially if it can take out well, this area right there. Yeah, somebody asked me about the SXTC. Again, is it if it's a virus play? I don't know. I mean, it's a low float. You're on your own. Excuse me. You're on your own in these virus plays, guys. I mean, there's no way I can. Well, I don't recommend anything anyway, even when it's not a virus play. But you just got to be careful. Big lots, guys. Huge gap down for big lots. BIG. Look out below for big lots. I don't know where the support would be. Oh man, guys, I'm gonna have to change my headset again. Okay, I'll put myself on mute for 1 minute. I can't handle it. It's too noise canceling. All right, guys, you can hear me. Okay, thank you. So now, one other thing I have to do before I get rolling again. Give me 1 second here. Guys, you know what? I'm having issues on my end now with my headset. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right, it's okay. All right, let's take a look at other things that are happening right now. Yeah, I mean, I look. I know people are going to say, you know, is APT a good buy right now? Is AHPI a good buy right now? I mean, this is insanity. It is truly insanity. I mean, this stock, remember, was only $3 a week ago. No, I didn't hold. No, I was just saying, I thought I did a wonderful trade in AHPI yesterday. Got in at, what was it, about 680, I think. And it had the little, it was right around here. It had the pop to 750. Sold some, got halted, got up to about 8, and then I sold it on the way down. And, look at it now. Right there, it was down to 480. Looked like it was all over. And then, the reports out of California started coming in, and, wow, rest is history. So, no. If I had held AHPI with the number of shares I had, I wouldn't be here today. How's that? I'd be saying, you know what, guys? It was nice knowing you. Kidding a little bit, but. All right. You know what? I was going to go over the upgrade. Let me just take a quick look at the upgrades and downgrades, see if there's, again, I'm assuming there are going to be a ton of downgrades right now. Actually, that's interesting. There's a ton of upgrades. What time is it right now? 9:19. Okay, I'll get them in right now. We got a few to go here. So actually, there were more upgrades than downgrades. By the way, I am not going to auto trade my watch list today. Not at the beginning anyway. Just too whippy. I think it's going to be a great watch list for the day, but I'm not going to auto trade it. Just a few more to go. All right, there are some of the upgrades, some of the downgrades from briefing. Oh, sorry, just the upgrades. I'll get the downgrades in now. All right, guys, there are some of the upgrades, some of the downgrades from briefing.com this morning. Yeah, well, they're doing it. That is, yes, auto trading is buying and selling my watch list auto. Well, buying. I only auto trade the entries. I don't have a hold period, but I'm not going to do it today. It's just too whippy. So normally what I do, I would turn these on, and I would just turn them on, but I'm not going to do it today. But yes, Bushido, yes, though it is auto trading is buying and anything, not just my watch list, of course. You have it's an alert window. I just call it watch list up, watch list down. But any alert window that you create, you can auto trade if you want. And of course, you can auto trade the AI also. Only difference is that you'd have to buy Brokerage Plus for $1,100 minus whatever discount there is. I'm sure you're a little virus stock too, aren't you, CORV? Let's see. Any sort of little bio. But guys, Beyond Meat, I mean, this is, I mean, look at the gap down. This is an earnings play. Look at the gap down for Beyond Meat. So, I mean, there's some support, maybe down around 75. I mean, so the stock's at 90. So there's still a lot of room that Beyond Meat, especially in this market. And of course, the airlines are still, what's American Airlines doing? American Airlines still, they're all gapping down. Yeah, Martin, no. Our miss of the decade, yes. All right, I'm going to get rid of my pre-markets. Yeah, look at General Electric. General Electric, guys, there's the 200-day moving average, 1036, so it's just below it now. And what's the support? Maybe around 9, so this has some room. It's a huge float. You know, the one I'm kind of looking at as the virus play is this Codex. It's not quite as crazy as the other ones. But again, we'll have to see. You guys have been talking about DYNT. Okay, so Matt, you should be using Chrome as your browser and then turning off the hardware accelerator. Now, if you had done that before, and you might say, well, I did that. Well, what happened is Chrome had an update, I think, last couple of nights ago, and it turned on all the hardware accelerators. So even if you had turned it off before, it is now on. So just so you should be using Chrome as your browser. If you don't know what you're doing or how to do it, just click on the tech support tab if you can find it. And basically there are the instructions. You go to your settings, Chrome browser settings, scroll down to the advanced, click advanced and scroll down until you see the hardware accelerator and disable it. And then you have to reload your browser. I know it's a real pain, guys, but now I'm looking at our YouTube feed. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty clear and all, so we are now streaming on YouTube. So this is going to be actually this is what's going to happen. So I'll be streaming from Eastern time. So 9:05 until about 11:45, and then I'll turn it off. And then the Q&A will take over at noon, go from noon to 1, all times Eastern. And then I'll resume the stream. Now, the room is always going to be the same, okay, in the room. But then I'll resume the streaming from 1 to 3 o'clock. How does a high short float percent affect? Well, it affects it if you have a high short percent and a stock is in play, in play. So if you're talking about these virus stocks, I mean, if there's a high percentage short, then I mean, all those people who were short are absolutely gagging right now. So there can be obviously a lot of short covering. Now, our short numbers get updated, I think, twice a month, the 15th and the 30th, or 31st. Of course, this is a leap year, so the 29th. So when you have a low float and a high short float percent, and you've got news, be that as it may, and I put news in quotes, that's when you can get these crazy, crazy things happening. So as usual, I will sit out the first 15 minutes regardless. I'm going to try to let things settle down, though they may not. Today, who knows what's going to happen. Right now, oh man, we're in for a really blasted open here. I think at one point overnight the futures were down about 900, so we could have a 900 open again. Maybe not a 900 open, but so much for the 200-day moving average. Okay, guys. Well, let's try to have a great end to this trading week. I know a lot of you don't want to short. You don't get it. If that's the case, then just sort of sit in your hands. I mean, yesterday we had a tremendous bounce for a little while. Remember, the market was down about 800, and then it rallied to be only down 200. That's like a 600 gain. We had a lot of bounces. Remember, I was pointing out my watch list that had a lot of bounces from the shorts. And we will be open in 8 seconds. All right, guys, we are now open. All right, so here's one that really wasn't in play. This is this alt. So it is in play, 15 million in the float. How's Beyond Meat doing? Now this is one from the AI yesterday, OBCI. So it is rocking. It was a buy yesterday for OBCI 414. Had a nice finish, great finish. After hours, kept ripping. I don't know. I don't think this is a virus play, but sanitation. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay, so Trade Russ, you have to use Chrome as your browser. You should, and then disable your hardware accelerator. If you did that in the past, you have to do it again. There was an upgrade by Chrome, I think, a couple of days ago. And so if you turned off your hardware accelerator, it turned it on again with the upgrade. So you have to do it again and then reload your browser. And that almost for 100% will solve the issue. Okay, guys, look at Codex. Look at Codex. And did App do the same thing? Yeah, so look at these things. Okay, just saying, you cannot just wait. I mean, look at that, 44 down to 32, and now it's halted. Amarin, look at Amarin having a nice bounce now. AMRN. Yeah, we are starting to see some bounces. ATEC was halted also, yes. Okay, guys, remember you're posting in the off topic. You're talking about a stock, so put it in the stocks only, please. Look at Oracle. Oracle, boy, it's got some room too. Big float, of course, 2.1 billion in the float. Wow, OBC. Wow, OBCI. My goodness. Well, Michael, if you're listening, that's one for the email OBCI. There was the alert, and it's not. I don't believe it's a virus play. I mean, you never know anymore. But I mean, ocean plastic insulation. Again, that was an AI call yesterday, 414. Okay, so Rising Star, I guess I'm going to have to, I should maybe have some text. If you have been in the room before, Rising Star, I think I recognize your name. First of all, you should have Chrome, be using Chrome as your browser. You should have the hardware accelerator disabled. Now, if you did it before, and you're saying, yeah, but I already did that before. What happened is Chrome did an upgrade a couple of days ago, and they enabled all, and if you had it disabled before, it became enabled again. So you're going to have to go through the process of disabling the hardware accelerator with your browser, using Chrome as your browser, okay? If you click on the tech support tab within the room, you will see the exact instructions. Once you disable it, you have to reload the browser. And that should do it, okay? All right, now keep an eye on this VSTM. Again, I don't know if this is I see they did a $100 million private placement, but it seems to have shrugged that off. It's holding its own. I don't think this is a virus stock. And it has room. And it's not a low float, 73 million in the float. Whoa, so Sangamo, wow, so Sangamo, there was pre-mark or after hours yesterday, earnings release, nice gap up. Kind of held its own in the pre-market, but started to fall. And now look at it, Sangamo, SGMO. Okay, now, so far we have nothing positive, not even gold or silver. Of course, gold and silver usually can be up when the market is tanking. As a flight to gold and silver, but not today. Yeah, Mylan, man, oh man, look at this. So what is right from the get-go. So this is not an all-time low yet. Here on the monthly chart, the low is 1663, so it's just below that. If I back it out a little bit more, yeah, I've got to go back to 2011. Who cares about 2011? So Amarin still on the bounce mode. AMRN. Trill. I think this may be a virus stock. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, OBCI is halted, so we have our halts resumes right there. This is available if you're a subscriber. All you have to do is click on the scans tab within the room, and I have a lot of scans that I'm sharing. One of them is the halts resumes, or you can click on the half open folder. Sorry, I do it again. It's called the room drive. Looks like a half open folder. Click on that. Scans that I share, download. Also the links you can download. They'll go to a Word document. You can look at everything at your leisure then later on. I agree. Not that I'm a gold bug, Larissa, but it is kind of strange. It's not the way it normally happens. Another one that's trying to bounce here is VSLR. Yeah, there's no, well, just because there is a sunrise mover doesn't mean that anything triggered from it. I'm sure you're aware, Harry. Is W halted? W is halted also. Yeah, W is also halted on the way up. This is an earnings play. Don't usually get these higher price ones halted unless there is specific news like merger rumor or something like that. Okay, AIM. Yeah, I don't know. There's AIM on the move here. Low float, 2.3 million. There's a huge short float also for AIM. So the market's in what I'm going to call mini rally mode. I didn't know what did the market open down? What was it actually? What was that first print down? Talking about the Dow, of course. No, it was only 400. Really? Okay. Single stock window, James. So when you click on AIM, there's, if you can see my screen, in my single stock window, I've got the float, 2.3 million in the float, and the short float is 43%. So what that 43 is a suit. So this is the classic. I mean, if it keeps going, a super low float situation. So again, if you're not familiar with the concept of the float, that's the supply of stock that's out there. So the lower that number, and if there's demand, high demand, don't worry guys, I'm not going to do my housing analogy yet. But it's like any other commodity on earth. You know, you've got short supply, low supply, high demand. What happens to the price? Then on top of that, if you've got a high short float, then it just means that all these people who are short are of course scrambling maybe to cover their short positions, which again fuels the buying. Well, the data is current. I mean, we get updated, I think, on the 15th and 31st every month, okay? But it's not going to change dramatically. It's still going to be a high, like a lot of these are going to be short, high short floats. Okay, so I'm just waiting. Nothing will trigger in my up or down until 15 minutes into the market. Just keeping an eye on the SPY to see if this is a short-lived pop. Well, James, it's impossible to know. Just because people cover, I mean, I mean, there can still be enthusiasm about a stock. I mean, eventually, anything that goes up parabolically will have a pullback at some point. But your guess is as good as mine when that's going to happen with these. Okay, so this just looking at OBCI. Okay, so typically these halts are 5 minutes, but obviously this is going to be longer. There are usually multiples of 5, so that should have opened obviously at 9:39 and 17 seconds. So now we have to maybe 9:44, so 17 seconds after 9:44, that would be a 10-minute halt. They're usually always multiples of 5. And please don't ask me, well, why is one 5 and one is 10? I have no idea. But 99% of the time, they are 5-minute halts for volatility. Man, iBio, I have to. I mean, they have announced $100 million financing, but I don't see the price. Now look at Veer. So again, guys, $84 in the pre-market, $50 now. So didn't specify how many. Okay. Well, James, right now, I mean, the sector, the small bios, they're just on fire. You know, whether or not they are specifically related to virus plays, but people see these small bios jumping and they're just going to hop into them right now. Okay, Sabre, guys. Sabre, again, on the way down, SABR. They, of course, involved with the airline industry. This is earnings from February 26th, so it's continuing down. And as the market, so okay, there's a quick $200 point drop and growing for the Dow. Boy, IBIO. It's not a super low float. I mean, it's 24 million. Okay, I saw that. Okay, so there's the so OBCI resumed. I think it had like a minor pop, and now it's giving it up. OBCI. All right, 9:45. Okay, so we now have a couple that have shown up in the watch list. Again, I'm not going to auto trade anything today. It's just too whippy. You know, we could have a 200 point increase in the next minute, which would destroy probably all of the short plays. It's exactly what happened yesterday. But as a watch list, I'm definitely going to be watching it all day long. If you want to follow along, by the way, I should have mentioned this earlier. New channel bar. So from the toolbar, new channel bar, and then my windows right there. Now remember, everything in a channel bar is a layout. So make sure you save your layout to the cloud before you load anything from the channel bar, including my windows, because you can only have one window or one layout open at a time. And your layout will disappear, which is okay as long as you've saved it to the cloud. Okay, so Trill, if I look at this weekly chart, you know, it may have some room to 5. The monthly looks a little bit better, maybe room to 6. Again, when I say that, I'm not saying that it's going to get there. So guys, yeah, so the YouTube feed looks pretty good. It's not blurry, and it looks, I know there's probably about a 10-second delay, you know, and that's just YouTube. No, I don't know. No, let me see here. I don't see a delay at all. I don't see a delay at all. Why I'm saying that, look, when I'm clicking on a symbol, it's loading automatically. There doesn't appear to be any delay. Just going to do a check here. Yeah, your normal pullback of $40. No kidding. Well, I guess I should have auto traded the Trill, 444. All right, we aim to please. Look at AIM. So now AIM through the 200-day moving average. All right, AIM just showed up now. All right, so Trill and AIM. Trill, boy, that was nice. 444, 476 now. What's the AIM doing? 336. Oh, easy come, easy go. I mean, look at that. All right, QSR, guys, is it not an earnings play? QSR, big float, but this is just a lot of room underneath still. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the AIM is I'm putting an alert back up here and see if it regains it later on. West has just been a disaster. It's not well, it doesn't appear to be a lifetime low, but I have no idea where that would be. If I go back, yeah, I'm back to 2000. Okay, it's back here. Yeah, I don't care. It's 10 years ago. Who cares? All right, guys, sorry about that. I'm just, again, always following another discussion. SLB, so Schlumberger had a little pop, but now this continues down. Schlumberger. All right, keep an eye on OBCI. All right, it did have the big pop up, of course. It got halted, then it has come right back down. Keep an eye on it though. If it bases here a little bit, I mean, it's tremendous volume for it. It's only 3.5 million in the float. Again, if you're going to do these, well, now it's starting to drop. Okay. Wow, Trill. This is look how 444, 491 right now for Trill. Okay, how Gilead Sciences. So this may be a virus play because I know GILD is, and I'm just looking at some kind of a headline. How GILD is driving 47 and Trillium Therapeutics higher today. Western Union. All right, another one that's had earnings on the 11th earlier this month. Broke down through the 200-day a couple of days ago or yesterday. Look at the room underneath, guys. So I mean, if this takes out 22, man, oh man, Trill. Look at this thing go. It still has some room to about that 6 level on that monthly chart. I'm not in it. No, I see that the AI took, I didn't even see that. I see the AI also had Trill. You know, the only trade so far, 455, 531. I was a little ahead of it at 444. Is there, okay, you shouldn't be in both really, but anybody looking at the YouTube feed, I'm just wondering how clear is your screen? How clear does it look on the YouTube feed compared to looking at the feed from within the room? Probably most people in the room are not on the YouTube feed. Just a moment. Wow, yeah, now look at the Dow. Unbelievable. Okay, just give me a second. I'll get you a link for it. Okay, BT? Well, one of the reasons, Holly Neo, but Holly Neo also looks at more expensive stocks too, not just. Is it delayed 2 seconds? Maybe because this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm on Trill. I hit BP. Well, that's the first time. Okay, so I see. I mean, it's changing the charts almost immediate. I mean, immediately. I mean, those are instant. I mean, it's as fast as what the room is doing. Of course, the only delay you're hearing is because maybe is you have them both up. If you didn't have the room up, you wouldn't hear a delay, more than likely. Make sense? Hmm. Okay, guys. So here's Fetch. Fetch is an earnings play, and it did not. Had a big candle there. Probably got back to the close. So Fetch is an earnings play. FTCH. Now, Fossil is trying to come back. FOSL, it was an earnings play on the 26th, gap down, came back a little bit yesterday, and is trying to come back a little bit more. FOSL. Guys, FTCH just popped here. Again, I just was mentioning it. Guys, keep an eye on this score. I know it is an AI alert. I noticed it in the pre-market. It did have the gap up. It has earnings, had earnings after hours yesterday. That's the mauve area right there. But it is starting to sink a bit, so. And that's SCOR. Wow, 1,000 down. I mean, you can't go long. The only long plays can possibly be maybe something with earnings that is not carrying. But I mean, man, oh man. Well, then you go right ahead, William, if it's easy. Yeah, I'm not much of a scalper. That's the Well, guys, if you have the AI, you know there is one that's very, very interesting. The 10 o'clock one. There's only one at 10 o'clock. Was AIM halted? I don't think AIM is halted. No, I don't think it's halted. So it has come right back. Well, yeah, it was halted at 9:45. That's hours ago now. It seems. All right, Phil. So you have an option here. You can go to the YouTube feed if you want. The other thing is just make sure that you're using Chrome as your browser, and you have to disable that hardware accelerator, and then reload the browser. 99.99% of the time, that's the fix. Okay? All right, NVAX. See, we're getting these 100-point swings now. If you guys were trading back in '08 and '09, you know what I'm talking about. You're getting these 100, 200, 300-point intraday swings, which is really, until we get a real solid trend, it's hard to trade. I mean, things are going to whip up and down. If I had my druthers, I'd like to see what happened yesterday, where we had a couple of hours in an uptrend before then it tanked again. Guys, I'm actually short something. Yeah, just noticing. I got a fill. I remember yesterday I was trying to do a short of Sabre. I couldn't get it, but I'm actually now short at 13.93. And I couldn't get it because of the uptick rule, but this time I did get a fill. Well, Vicky, they're supposed to be on about a 1 or 2 minute delay. So if they're not, then let us know. Give us a link, and we'll look at it. No, I just don't remember, Vicky. If you want to put the guy's link in the room, well, don't do that. No. Okay. So I'll just wait for you to put the link in, Vicky. Yeah, I might want to keep an eye on the fossil, the FOSL, the red bar ignored on the 15-minute chart or 5-minute chart. So if it takes out the high right there, about 450 it might be the stumbling block for it. But if it can get through 450, I mean, it's obviously got room. It's trying to come back. It's not caring so much what the market is doing, and that's for the FOSL. Vicky, can you just pop the link in there? All right, guys. So keep an eye on the trill. I mean, it's now starting to base a little bit right at 5. You know, if it takes up 515, it could have another run. Excuse me. On the monthly chart, it has room until about 6. Vicky, I'm trying to keep this open. Just keep an eye on the trill, guys. It's starting to base. Nice bottoming tail there. Remember what that means? Sellers tried to knock it down. The buyers took it, closed it here, or actually right there. I think if it can take out 515 again, it could have another little run in it. Well, I opened the. Did you not see the pop up, Vicky? We'll do it again. Do you not see a private chat that I'm starting with you? There's a pop up on my. Okay, there's a pop up on my end. You know what? If you can't find it, just send something to info@trade-ideas.com, okay? And then we'll see it there. All right? Oh, you got it? Okay, now I'll have to open it again. You want whip? You got whip. Look at AHPI. I mean, it's insane. So it got all the way down to 27, and then it moves all the way back up to 42. Hey, you know what else is having a red bar ignored is space. SPCE. Right on that 15-minute chart. SPCE. Okay, Vicky, I can only hold it open for a little bit longer because I can't do anything else. It's one of the things that the developer is working on for the new build. So just type in the address. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm talking to Vicky. SNC Lavalin is the only one up. I don't know. I think they trade on New York also. Ah, remember that old 200-day moving average? Was trying to hold it yesterday at 30. I think it was 302 actually, but oh no, it would have been 304 still. But that's a thing of the past. Well, if Sabre doesn't move pretty soon, I mean the market's dropping and it's not. No, I might just turf it. We're going to give it a little bit longer. SABR. Keep an eye on the trill, guys. I mean, I'm sticking an alert right here. We're on 517 or so. You can just sort of see what could happen if it can take that out. All right, guys, I mentioned the space on a red bar ignored. What was the high right there? The high right there was 21.30, so it's had a nice little, not bad, a 40-cent pop. And continuing, space, SPCE. Okay, guys, so the same thing with the fossil, FOSL. Now, these may not be as exciting as the virus plays, but keep an eye on the fossil. There's that red bar ignored. The trigger would have been about 44, like say 450. So it's right there. And I mean, it's got a ton of room, of course. Now, do they all work like space? No, but look at that. I mean, there's that red bar ignored for space. And the trigger would have been 20, again, 2130, 2211 right now. So the market, I mean, so there's probably about at least a 200 point swing. God, I'm having flashbacks, as I say, to the 2008 and 9. All right, guys, by the way, if you're new to the room and you can't see my screen, or if you've been in the room before and you can't see my screen, even though you disabled your hardware accelerator before. Chrome did an update, I think a couple of days ago. So if you had your hardware accelerator disabled, it enabled it again in the upgrade. So basically, you have to disable the hardware accelerator in your Chrome browser, okay? You should be using Chrome as your browser. And then disabling the hardware accelerator. Wow, easy come. I mean, guys, $85 down to 38 for VIR. Look at space, guys. I mean, that's a nice move off that red bar ignored. It is flying, but look at the $1 pullback in a heartbeat. So you got to be careful. I mean, there it was, 23.75, 22.65. So in a heartbeat. Paratech from yesterday. Look at the pop it had. It pulled all the way back, starting to move again. I don't believe it is a virus stock. Had earnings February 25th. Yeah, the only one open is, I think I posted it, is a Sabre short, SABR short at 13.93. Hasn't moved yet. Did I not post it? Yeah, right there, 13.93 from the watch list. That's the only one I've got right now. I'm not, I'm not really interested in these virus plays. I mean, they're just too whippy. Look at space, my goodness. I mean, it was whippy though. I mean, look at that bottoming tail, but look at it keep going. Oh, I actually got a fill on Fossil, guys. FOSL. I decided to take it on that. What did I get it at? 452. So it hasn't really moved. So 452 for the Fossil FOSL. If it breaks down below 450, I'm out. Okay, Chris, again, you're posting that in the stocks only and the off topic. Okay, so you want people to watch, then post it in the stocks only, please. All right, I've just got to hold on to the Sabre a little bit more just in case. I mean, it has obviously it's a lifetime low, so there's no support for it. I'm just waiting to see if it can really start to crack again. Now, what is GNMK doing? Sure, why not? Why not be up 34%? Yeah, there we go. Shows company has coronavirus test. Why not? All right, Deeds. So you should be using Chrome as your browser, and you should disable the hardware accelerator. If you have done that before, and you're saying, well, I did it before, the issue is that Chrome did an upgrade about 2 days ago, and it enabled it again. So if you had already disabled it, it enabled it again automatically. So otherwise, if you can find the tech support tab, there is the fix. Okay, if you can see the tech, you just have to click on the tech support tab. So you must be using Chrome as your browser and then disabling the hardware accelerator. Or you can go to our YouTube page and you can follow along. There's just not an ongoing discussion, that's all. You'll be able to see the charts and you'll hear me, but just you won't be able to, there's no posting. Did GNMK get halted? Yeah, that got halted too. Lots of halts again today. All these little bios getting halted. Not so not so little of a bio was Vir, but NTRA, Natera is moving down here. Look at this nice little move down here for NTRA. Very choppy daily though, extremely choppy looking daily. Well, typically the halts are 5 minutes. Typically on a volatility halt, but if it's not 5, it'll be 10. It's always a multiple of 5 though on a volatility halt. All right, guys, I want to draw your attention. If you have the AI, you'll notice that score got stopped out, but it has come back to the re-entry price. If you don't have that re-entry price column right there, the time and all that, then you should load it. All you have to do is right-click columns, okay, and add it, and you'll notice that it has come back there. So there is a re-entry potential at 341, which obviously would have worked very well. So far, anyway. Well, guys, it's turned into be a pretty nice little play so far on a percentage basis for the fossil. What's the market now? Okay, still down 1,000. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to be very careful with the fossil. Okay, I mean, even with the market still so terrible, I mean, I probably should have taken a pop out of there. Guys, I just took some out. I mean, I'm not going to hang around. I mean, there's only so much that a bounce can do in the face of this market. Okay, so I'm actually all out of the fossil, FOSL. I'll look to re-enter if the market, puts in a bit of a trend up, maybe around 460. So no great shakes on that one, unfortunately. I was actually hoping it would get into the 70s. All right, but Sabre is starting maybe a little bit of a crack. Okay, so with the GNMK, the halt is going to be at least 10 minutes now. Okay, so LD. You have to be using Chrome as your browser, and then you have to disable the hardware accelerator and then reload your browser, okay? Can you hear me? Yeah, but have you disabled your hardware accelerator? Have you disabled it? And then relaunch. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to disable the hardware accelerator? Well, the fact you don't have problems anywhere else, but are you listening to me? Is the hardware accelerator disabled, and then reopening it? Oh, okay. Well, I can't help you then. I mean, that is the fix. 99.99% of the time, that's the fix. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. There's no way around it. You have to disable the hardware accelerator and then reload the browser. Close it down, then reload it. Or if you want to go to the YouTube feed, you can follow me on YouTube right now. You just can't participate in any discussions. Okay, meanwhile, what is live person doing? LPSN 2502, 2476 now. Meanwhile, yeah, NVIX is ripping here. Wow. Now, this is a virus play. I sort of differentiate this virus play from some of the others, because some of the others you had never heard of before until all of a sudden, the virus plays came into vogue. This NVAX, certainly a lot of us have seen NVAX before. Nothing to do with the virus. So, well, you have to reload your browser regardless. You can disable it, but then you have to reload your browser. You have to shut the browser down. Okay, so yeah, you can disable it, but then you have to reload the browser for it to take effect. Man, it's 10:36 already. Well, see, I've only taken 2 trades. I got out of the fossil, and I'm still in, the saber short, crossing my fingers that it can really start to collapse again. Yeah, LD, it's irrelevant. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but it's irrelevant. You're right. Other sites, it's this room, okay? Probably other sites are not like this where you're streaming and all that. So anyway, I can't help you unless you relaunch, disable, and then relaunch. All right, everybody. Well, if you're new to the room, welcome to the room. This is the format every single day. I'm live Monday to Friday, should say, not Saturdays and Sundays. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, sharing my screen live on the mic. And of course, it is a free room. This is not a special day. It's like this all the time. If you have trade ideas and you'd like to see, I'm sharing a lot of scans. So if you click on the scans tab within the room, you'll see all the scans that I'm sharing. Okay, just to scroll and hopefully I've named them in a way in which they make sense to you, so that you say, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing low floaters on the move. Excuse me, as an example. If you want to, though, you can also click on that room drive icon. Looks like a half open folder. Click on that. Scans that I share, download. Links, which I'm going to go over, download. They'll go to a Word document. Then you can take a look at everything at your leisure after the market closes, etc. Okay? I'm going to go over the links right now. I'm going to go over in a lot more detail what Brokerage Plus and what the AI is all about right now. Training. You can click on that link. You can sign up for the training. It's a new design now, Monday to Friday, noon to 1 o'clock Eastern, and it's a live Q&A. Webinars, Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, and they are all archived. You should have the latest beta. I'm going to click on that link. And you'll know if you have it or not. If you do not have the buy and short buttons in your chart, it means you don't have the latest beta. So if you scroll down, once you click on that link, and download the latest beta. I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day. Trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. The next test drive. So we just had a very successful test drive. What the test drive is, basically for $8.99, gave you access to up to 10 full trading days with our premium service. We do it 4 times a year. So the next one will be maybe about 2.5 months from now. So if you want to fill out this, then what will happen is you'll get notified as when we know the actual date of the next test drive. Then you can sign up for it. Okay? Yeah, I always just like to be, it's not 100% necessary. No, not 100%. No, Phoenix. I don't know what other improvements that they made. I also think they might have made some improvements to the news feature, but it's up to you. Not 100%. No, I always do it. I mean, since 2010, since I've been a subscriber, I always just you know, if they have a beta, I use it with no issue whatsoever. But that's just me. All right. Now I'm going to talk. Well, first I'll talk about subscriptions. If you want to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, you click on that link right there, and you'll be brought to the subscription page. There is a 15% savings if you use Barry for Alpha, all in capital letters. Basically, we have 4 plans. We have a premium yearly and a standard yearly. The premium yearly, $22.68 a year minus the 15%. And the standard is $10.68 a year minus the 15%. The huge difference is the AI and also the ability to auto trade anything. You need premium to auto trade anything, including, you know, an alert window that you create or mine or the AI. Now, of course, you do not have to start off with a yearly plan or even a premium plan. Try us out. Standard monthly, $118 a month, less that 15%, or the premium, $228 less the 15%. If within 30 days you decide you like it and you want to upgrade, say from standard to premium or from a monthly to a yearly, you can do so and we'll honor that. Excuse me, we'll honor the promo code. Also, in the subscriptions tab, at the bottom here we have 4 ebooks. We had 3 for a long time. The bottom 3 are designed for those of you looking for longer-term setups, swing trades, etc. Not specific stocks, but just setups to look for. And then we just added this one, I think, last week, the earnings season. It's an interesting read, okay? And they're all free, and they're all this is not a third party. We did them all. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at BBRUIN at BBruin44. I only talk about stocks, guys. You don't have to worry about anything else, any other nonsense, just stocks. Phoenix, I usually uninstall the program and then I reload it. A lot of people at Trade Ideas don't. I know that. I just do it I mean, it's easy enough to do. You just uninstall, then you reload it, and you don't lose any work. I mean, all your windows, all your scans, all your layouts, you don't have to worry about that. All right, let me talk about the AI now. Shoot, you see, because I'm yakking away, I missed that OPGN. What a great alert from the AI right there. 15%, 334, 387 right now, 387 right now, and an earlier alert for Trill. A secondary alert. There's so much going on. Secondary alert. There's the fossil moving up again. And this is what I was talking about. So the score had a secondary alert at 341. Even though it got stopped out, but it came back. I'm going to explain that when I talk in detail about the AI. But this is what the AI does. Oh, just a minute, please. Just give me 1 minute, please. All right, so I made there you go. I mean, I wasn't paying attention. I made a mistake on my order entry and all. So, well, and that was on the fossil. So anyway, I had to make a quick correction on it. All right. Explain what is going on or offered a solution. What is TOS? Okay, you're talking TOS. Okay. All right, so this is what the AI is all about. So, of course, today's Friday. So what the AI does, it waits for the market to close so it has access to the latest market data, and then goes through what we call a backtesting procedure for 50 baseline strategies. And what that means is AI takes a look at all of the filters that are in a strategy, and the AI strategies, there are way more, and starts playing around with maybe the values. You know, it says 10 and 60, the price between 10 and 60. Maybe makes a change, makes it 15 and 60. Runs the back tester, maybe makes a change here, makes a change here. Obviously, for you and I to do it, it would be a painstaking operation. Maybe takes a filter out, adds one in. Basically running an optimization procedure to see what happens when you do make some changes. And okay, thank you, Saber. Let me put another alert here. Just give me a second here, put another alert. Okay, so again, runs through this optimization procedure, and the goal is to find the strategies that have a win percentage of at least 60% and a profit factor of at least 2. That is typically what it's looking for. And then, so on Monday, we don't know what strategies are going to make the cut. Personally, I don't care which strategies make the cut. All I care about is having this window open. If you have the AI, you know, all you have to do is click on New from the toolbar, New, AI/Holly Strategy Trades window. Open it. Now, if it says Grail, then right click and Segments and click on All. Then you'll have all of them in the one window. And then I just follow these all day long. Okay? Now, again, because I'm tugged in a few directions, it's not easy for me to focus on them, but, you know, no excuse for you guys. So you just basically can focus on those all day long. It's a great watch list all day long. And again, personally, I don't really care I don't care which strategy they're coming from. You know, all I care about is which are the alerts, and then I sort on the aggressive profit column just to show me which are the winners all day long, and I focus on those. So that's basically how I use the AI. I'm going to go over a little bit more though to talk about the reentry. You know, that the reentry that happened on Score. Now, Brokerage Plus. Now, normally what I do is I enable these two strategies. You know, I turn them on. I decided not to do it today. What that would have meant is that I would auto trade the entries on my up and down. Okay, I decided not to do it today because I'm just finding the market is just too whippy. You know, anytime the market is going up and down 200 points in a heartbeat, it's difficult, in my opinion, to auto trade. So I decided to turn it off. That's certainly what happened yesterday. But this is Brokerage Plus. This is basically an order entry window in its simplest form. And it's part of everything I'm saying right now is part of our standard service. I'll let you know when you have to have premium. Meanwhile, IBIO guys, another leg up. So everything I'm saying right now is part of our standard service. And again, I'll let you know when you have to have premium. So the first thing you do is a great simulator, okay? It's so you can use it for paper trading, for simulated trading. All you have to do is click on New and Brokerage Plus. This window will open. And then up here, connected one of two, just connect to the simulator. So in its simplest form, all you do is you click on an alert. Excuse me, the symbol shows up. Click how many shares you want, the price you want to get in at. You want to short it, then you sell. You want to buy it, you go long. These are hotkeys that you can use. Flatten gets you out of a position. Half gets you out of half your position. Double doubles your position. And then reverse, you were short something, now you want to go long, and vice versa, okay? Now what I recommend though is that you set up what we call one-click trading. And one-click trading works like this. So let's say you look at Fossil and you want to trade it. So you go back, you right click, and hover over that trade fossil, and you see where I've got some buying and shorting options that I can pick from. So, and I think when you do that, I think we have some defaults for you. But here's how you can set up your own. You have to have the strategies tab. Now, if you don't have it, within Brokerage Plus, click on new, and here are the tabs that you can have. One of them being the strategies tab. And you would just right click and new trading strategy. You give it a name. Is it a long or a short? And here are the tabs. Now you can fill in as much detail in each one of these tabs as you want. I will show you what I do for my watch list up. You don't have to follow it, but I'm just going to show you the options that you do have. So click on watch list up and edit the trading strategy. So for me, for the entry time, I've delayed it for 15 minutes. I do not get any alerts. You notice there are no alerts before 9:45. And that's up to you. I mean, this is what I'm doing. Order details and risk management, they work hand in hand. I'll show you why or how. So, and that hand in hand in order to establish a position sizing. You'll see, I'll take a trade and I'll show you how that works. But if you position sizing based on a stop loss, so I'm going to risk in the simulator, I'm going to risk $100 a trade. So what that means is if the trade goes against me, I only want to lose up to $100. Now I can obviously, if the trade is working against me, I can of course get out of it before it hits the $100 loss. But that's what I'm on the outset, that's what I'm prepared to do. The limit offset, what that means is the 10 cents means that I would take this trade because even though you get an alert at $4.44, and even if you're auto trading on an entry, you may not still, even though it's about as fast as you can do it on auto trading, you may not get a fill right at 444. Maybe it's moving too fast. So how far outside of that 444 would you be willing to go? So I put a 10 cent. Now, very rarely does it go that far, but that's what I'm doing. You don't have to. Risk management. So I'm basing the stop loss is going to be based on, I'm using it's a custom filter that is not available to you. You guys can use the smart stop, especially if you're doing simulation trading. Smart stop in dollars, and that's just generated by our system. Nothing for you to do. And so basically what the stop does when you get in, when you get an alert, it'll put the stop. So let's say for argument's sake, 444, maybe the stop's at 420. I'm just throwing that out. So when you use this is just a drop down filter, and put in a stop, and then with $100 or whatever you want to risk, that then will automatically assign how many shares you're going to take. Hold time, I don't have any because basically what I do is I manage the excess on my own. Why do I want to put what I would consider an artificial hold? If a stock is moving up and up and up, why do I want to be taken out of a trade? So I manage the trades on my own. Okay, so again, all of what I'm saying is part of the standard service. So let's just take the fossil trade right now, or the SLB trade. SLB is starting to move up. Okay, just a second, please. Okay, guys, I got out of Sabre. So I took a little loss on the Sabre. Started to move up. What's the market doing? Yeah, I see the market's recovering, as is Sabre. I had to keep an eye on that one. So let me just... I'm not watching anything. I can't watch anything right now as I'm... If I could just concentrate on trading, obviously my performance would be quite a bit better, but, it's the nature of the job. So let me take the SLB and show how you can do that. I'm going to do it right from the chart. I'll show you how you can do that. Okay, so I just took the SLB trade. Notice how 270 automatically assigned the number of shares because it looked at the stop I've got. Notice it says if it goes down to the stop, I'll lose $106. Okay, I mean it's approximately 100. So that's how that worked. That's what I'm saying is that if you use risk management with a stop and order details risking a certain dollar amount, then it'll automatically assign how many shares you've taken. So that's not auto trading. That's just one-click trading. Now, if you don't have the buy button in your chart, make sure you download the latest beta. Now, I'm going to keep looking at the Sabre, by the way. I'm just going to put another alert down here. That was a little pop-up, but I'm going to put another alert down here at 1385. Let's see if it takes it out later on. And then, of course, now what I can do is right on the chart, now I can start using this as a trailing stop. So let's say SLB really starts working well for me, and it's moving up 2650. All I have to do is just move on the chart. I can move my stop up. Okay? So that's what I was saying. Just because I've got a stop at whatever that price was, it was slightly less than that, I can always move it up. Okay, so that is one-click trading. Now, how did I do this from the chart? Well, any long strategy that you've got, you just basically assign, you say, okay, on this long strategy, I want this one to be assigned to chart trading. So you would just click on your strategy and you see where it says default chart long strategy. You just check it. I happen to check that one. I created a strategy. It means, this is it. It's basically the same as my other one. I just have a different entry time because I'm doing it arbitrarily. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter about an entry time. Now, I showed you how you can create your own. And once you create your own, then you have to go into it and, create your trading strategy, how you want to actually trade it. Now, you can also, for instance, if you wanted to trade my windows, now we're going to get, still in the one-click trading, you wanted to click, well, actually, that's not true. Now we're going to talk about premium service, okay? If you wanted to auto trade my windows or any alert window that you create, and this is what you do. So you could take my windows and you could load them from the chart, from the channel bar, new channel bar, and there are my windows right there. Remember, everything in a channel is a layout, so make sure you save your layout to the cloud first, because you can only have one layout loaded at a time. And a mischievous cat in the background. So then, if you load it, then you can save to the cloud. Save. So right-click on the windows, save, or share to cloud, and save. So you can save the windows to the cloud or an alert window that you create. All right. Once it's in the cloud, then you load from the cloud. So you go to the Strategies tab window and you right click, load from cloud, and I'm not going to load it, but you just highlight it and load. And then that's why these appear here. So you can do it one of two ways. You can create a new strategy, or you can load something that you already got from the cloud. Once you load it from the cloud, then you have to go through the exercise of editing the trading strategy, and fill in as much detail as you want. Then, if you want to auto trade, if you wanted to auto trade anything, say the entries, then you just turn it on. See how I just turned it on? And you have to do that every day. If you want to auto trade anything, then you have to have our premium service. If you wanted to auto trade the AI, you need our premium service. Plus, you have to buy Brokerage Plus. It's a one-time licensing fee. It's a one-time licensing fee for $1,100 minus whatever discount we've got going, which is 15% right now. 15, not 50, not 50. Okay? Fetch, guys, on the move. I mentioned Fetch a long time ago, and I know it's an AI alert also. It's an earnings play. Fetch on the move, FTCH. So what do I mean by a licensing fee? Basically what that means is that it's a one-time licensing fee. So if you decide at some point that you want to stop your subscription for whatever reason, you're going on vacation, you want to break from trading, whatever the reason, and then you resubscribe, then the AI is brokerage, the license, Brokerage Plus, is waiting there for you. Okay, so you don't have to keep. So it's a one-time licensing fee. That's only if you want to auto trade the AI. This is all real time. Yes, all this is real time. And I bet you IBIO is awfully nice too. Look at that red bar ignored right there. Red bar ignored right there for IBO. If you're talking about the charts, James, when you click on an alert like Zixi right now, that is real time. Now what happens is then this chart will refresh in about 8 seconds, okay? Now you might say, well, that's crazy. And I thought it was crazy too when they first introduced charting in Trade Ideas about, I don't know how long ago now, maybe 3 years ago. So I did what you did. I actually had E-Trade and eSignal. I put the chart side by side. I found that it made absolutely zero difference unless the stock is moving like so incredibly crazy. But if that's the case, I'm not looking at the chart anymore anyway. I'm looking at my time and sales, okay? And I'm looking at my order entry. It's not so much the chart that I care about anymore. So believe me, I would not be using our charts if it mattered to me. And look at Zixi, guys. Zixi. But this is real-time data. It's nothing to do with level 2. It's real time. If you get an alert, this is real time. Yeah, like really, really keep an eye on this Trillion, guys. I mean, if it takes this out, it could have another run. Okay, give me one moment here. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have gone over all this. So everything I talked about before is for the simulator, okay? Now, you can also, if you have an Interactive Brokers account, everything I just said is exactly the same. You can trade your live account, but you need an Interactive Brokers account, okay? We're looking to add other brokerages, but I cannot tell you when that's going to happen, okay? I just can't. I know we've been working with E-Trade for a while, so the new discount code, well, it's my code that is forever. Just give me a second here. Okay. All right, guys. So this is a classic, what we call a classic beta or alpha stock. Beta, sorry. Alpha stock. All right. This stock doesn't care what the market's doing. FTCH does not care what the market is doing. And why? It's an earnings play. The reaction to earnings is excellent. But, you know, it's not following the gyrations of the market. Now, the Trillium, TRIL, just keep an eye on this, guys. Can anybody tell me if this is truly a virus stock? I can't, I just can't see. I can't see any specific, you know, hey, we've got we're working on the virus also. I can't see. All right, guys. Just as cancer setup, yeah. Well, you know, that's Finviz though. That could be old news. All right, guys. So I did I get it? Yes, I got the trill. I did get the trill. What was my price? 519. I got the trill at 519. Okay, guys. I probably don't have to tell you if you've been around me enough. You probably know I got back into the Sabre. I keep putting price alerts here. Okay, so it's a takeover. I got you. Thank you, Jack. I thought, you see, that was the headline but I do know that Gilead or whatever it's called, Gilead is also involved, like a legitimate company involved in the virus. Well, yeah, your broker is always going to give you level two, okay? I mean, if you subscribe to it, okay? It's got nothing to do with trade ideas. Hallelujah, baby. Sorry. I can't believe I said baby. Vicky, are you listening? Well, guys, I cannot press the buy button for you, but what did I say? I just kept saying, keep watching it. If it takes this out, I mean, I just kept keep watching it. Now, okay, guys, I have just taken 580. I just took some out at 580 in case it cannot break through six. Okay. Whew. Okay, so James, are you talking about simulation trading or trading your account, like your live account? Yeah. Okay, so you have to connect. Yeah, you have to connect. You have to open interactive brokers for sure. If you want them, I mean, it's not that big a deal, is it? I mean, I've got this window. This is my time in sales, but it's not that big a deal. I don't think. Okay, out more. I don't have that much left, guys. I don't have that much left, just in case. Now, guys, you obviously know that I'm back in Saver, okay? Wow, so much going on now. I may not be able to take a break today. So you see, you don't have to trade the first hour of the day. Some of these things they just take a little while to set up, and then you can get some great, great. Let things settle down a little bit, and then you get a pop like Trill. So I don't have very much left. Actually, it was 560, not five. Oh well, it's five. That should have been 560. Okay, Scott. Yes, I'll do that. Well, there's no indicate. I mean, we do have. I don't use it. I'll just tell you that I don't use it, but we do have a consolidation. But I just don't use it. Typically, this is what I do, guys. I mean, so Trill, as an example, okay? All I did was I said, okay, if it, not that it was consolidating that much, but all I did was I'm saying, okay, here's the area that I want it to break. So just put a price alert on it. And that's all I did. I just put a price alert. Just go to the chart and, right click, create price alert. So I didn't have to constantly watch it, but you saw what happened. When the price alert happened, that price alert window popped up on my screen. I have no upside in Trill. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, this is the area I thought that it might struggle to get through. And look what it did. What did it get to? A high of, can't quite see, almost 6, right? That's the area. You look at that monthly chart, there to me was the area that it could struggle. So that's why I was wanting to take some out before 6. Okay? Meanwhile, what the heck is happening here? Oppo, I'm hearing in my ear. Okay, so Scott, I will go over the reentry. Let's see what we've got for reentry today. So this is how it works. You notice that there is a reentry price automatically calculated, okay? How that is, and it's nothing highly scientific, you take the entry price, you take the stop price, and halfway between is the entry. Okay, again, not that scientific. I'd love to have, maybe we can come up with a more scientific way of doing it, but that's the way it is right now. So they're automatically generated, but nothing will get triggered unless a stock hits the stop price at any time. It doesn't actually have to hit the stop hit, but let's just say for argument's sake, Trill, there it is, 455. What if it, at some time during the day, goes all the way down to 430? And then if it came back to 443, you would see in your entry time column, you would see the time. So there are only 2 that have happened. So the score gave you a second chance to get into that trade at 341. Now, unfortunately, it didn't keep going, but not bad. I mean, again, you have to be so aware of this, but it did get up to 383 from 341. Let's see what this one did, the AL. Now this is a short, 37.37. So right now on that reentry, that as we speak is not working because it's at 37.50, but you never know later on. And in fact, I'm not sure when that triggered. You have to look at the time because it may have triggered and it may have given you a bit of a, but sometimes sometimes that's all you have to look at, watch, is the reentry. You don't get too many of them because, not many stocks in the AI actually hit the stop during the day. Okay, so if you don't have these columns, make sure you right click columns and and then you just pick them from here. I think it's in alphabetical order. There they are. Okay. So what you can do, what I should do, is you can duplicate the window as an example, and then just sort on the reentry, so you can see and just shrink it down. Shrink it down. And then you can see the stocks that actually have a reentry, and you basically sort on that reentry time. So you're going to see them right at the top. Does all that make kind of sense? When we were doing the test drive, you could have just looked at the reentries for those 2 weeks and made a living. Okay, so what more do you want to know about Brokerage Plus, James? You want to trade, if you have an IB account, you want to trade it, you have to connect, you have to use our external linking tool. You connect to Interactive Brokers. and then you turn it on up here, connect it, Interactive Brokers Connect, and then, just like I took this trade here, you could have done it in your IB account. Look at this market now. I mean, it's just all over the place. Well, it depends. What do you mean by a penny stock, Sandy? What price range? And I usually never like to see penny stocks and invest in the same sentence, but James, you need to have level 2 data from IB, okay? I don't know how many more times I can tell you. When you subscribe to IB, I mean, they offer you level 2 if that's what you want. No, 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 no. B plus is it's a super fancy order entry window. You want to trade using B plus, you still need a broker, and you need Interactive Brokers in this particular case. So no, you need a broker. So guys, again, that trill was easy come, easy go, right? I mean, that's why on these little low floats that popped, look at the volume that came in. You cannot just walk away from your computer. Make a sandwich, go walk the dog, come back in an hour, okay? You cannot do that for these sort of trades. All right. James, are you tormenting me on purpose? Can you hear me? I'm a very patient guy. Level 2 is from your broker. Okay? Not from B plus. It's from your broker. That should not happen, of course, Caravan. I mean, let me put an order in for Zixi. Let me put a conditional order in up here. So there's the order right there. And now I'm just going to cancel it. What happens? You did exactly that? Can you try it again? Just you're talking in the simulator, right? Try it again, please. Just I mean, I have no explanation why that would be happening. You're putting in a conditional order, obviously, that you're canceling. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that if I put I'm not disputing you, okay? Okay, so I just put in a conditional buy order for LPSN up here. So are you using the buy? How are you putting it in? Are you using the buy button on the chart? And there it is. Now I'm just going to right click, cancel. And there it's gone on the chart. You know what? I will admit the reason the sell is not working for me because of the stop I have in place. Let me just see if what happens if I. Yeah, you see, I'm using a stop, and I have not tried. I'd have to change the stop, and quite frankly, I don't want to until that works for me. So but it shouldn't matter. Let me try this one. If I can do a. See, these are going to take the trade immediately. Well, let me do it manually. Okay, LPSN. $25.90. So let me go down to 25.75. Okay, so I just put a manual order in there, and there it's a short. Now I'm going to go to where's my orders? Okay, so there it is. Now I'm going to cancel it, and it canceled it. Okay, I'll place it much lower. Do the same thing then. I'll place it, say, at 25. So I'm going to sell. Okay, so it's way down here. There it is in orders. Canceled it. Maybe reload, yeah, because you can see I'm demonstrating that it's certainly working for me anyway. Well, I'm seeing a lot of comments about Thinkorswim. All right, guys. Okay, guys, just to let you know, I got out of my Sabre short again, flat on the second part that I did. So I'm out of everything right now. See, it's rallying with the market. You should have. I mean, it's just a tab, Luis. Executions tab. It's just one of the tabs that's available. Okay, good. I was going to hope that if you'd said it was not there, I would have no idea what to do. Can you add the 52-week high and the 52-week low in a single stock window? Yeah, yes, but it does require a custom formula. Have you, the Dreamer, have you done one before? It's easy. So it's very easy. This is a really simple one. Let me just give you the codes. So here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to pop in the link where we have all of our data points. And on page 5 and 6. So let me just, and you'll notice I think on page 6. Okay, so those, whoops, wrong. Okay, let me get rid of that. Because as you know, everything is case sensitive. Where is it? Okay, so those are the two codes to use, and then you can once you create it, you know how to create it, right? If you don't, I'll just refresh your memory. Oh, it's all good. Okay. Well, I just did it anyway, in case anybody else. So now you just add it. So then it is just a filter like anything else, and then you just configure. Once you've done it, you can search on it, as you know. And then when you find it, just add it as a column. Just add it. Okay. Yeah, I haven't noticed that before, Caravan. I have to admit, anytime, and I don't often do it, but I haven't had the occasion to cancel orders. Usually when I'm doing it, I'm just demonstrating how it's done. Meanwhile, that little Schlumberger trade, again, it's only in the simulator. I did not take this in my real account. Yeah, Trill could make another run, guys. Very much so, but I think that 6 is going to be a tough one. Just look at that monthly chart right there. So this is Rumor. This is a Rumor stock with a GILD. Yeah, I resisted. I had a nice little scalp trade right down there on it, but I resisted doing it. I was hoping it would really start to sink. But, the market is trying to come back a little bit. And that's the Sabre SABR. How did W do? Is it coming back? Yeah, pretty good. 57, $2, yes. Okay, app just, yeah, halted on the way down. So guys, we'll be taking my break at 11:45, and the YouTube streaming will stop. And for about 15 minutes, and then it's going to resume at noon for the Q&A. And that'll go to 1 o'clock, and then I will resume the YouTube streaming at 1 o'clock on my end. Now, why didn't I take this for real? Look at this SLB. Definitely the comeback kid here, SLB. Look at this. I mean, just straight down after. Well, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's just straight down with the market. Yeah, I missed it. Shoot, I missed it this time, the Trillium. I wanted to take it right here, but I missed it. Okay, I'm just going to put myself on mute for a second here. You know what? Fossil is trying. I mean, only if the market continues this recovery here. Now we may get a great recovery day, for at least give us a couple of hours. Instead of, you see, this is the problem. You look at the SPY. Look at how choppy, choppy, choppy. But if we get a run like this for a couple of hours, I mean, they don't have to be massively big green candles, but just give us, even if it just pauses for a while, you know, consolidates for a little while and continues up, but it's this chop that really, because these are big swings in the market. I mean, I know the trend is up. So just like yesterday, you know, we can start looking at some of these bounce plays. You know, so start watching my watch list here. BKR, you know, 1616. Now, AMD, remember this is exactly like yesterday, 250. Wow, it's exactly like yesterday now, where the watch list had all these alerts on the short side, but then when the market, you know, starts to recover a little bit, these all turn around. That's why I turned the auto trading off. It's just too whippy. I mean, look at them all. 18. I mean, I'm gonna 1854, 1948 now. I mean, they've just all reversed. 2204, 2250. course, the Schlumberger, beautiful. I mean, look at these all reversing. Even the Sabre. Oh, I don't know. You're talking about a specific stock? No, I'm just looking at the SPY chart. I mean, as far as a specific stock goes, I mean, it'll be the bigger ones, obviously. Probably have to look at an Apple, and I just don't trade those. I mean, I'm sure if you looked at Apple, it's moving. Bet you if you look at Facebook, you know, it's moving. So I mean, but I just don't look at them. Keep an eye on the SPY chart. Look at gold. Finally, well, that's Barrick. Well, okay. I mean, Facebook, Google, Amazon, all the big guys are the ones that kind of move the market, obviously. So, I mean, if you can just start tracking those, just create a symbol list with those stocks in. But why do that? Why not just look at the SPY? Like, what are you going to do if I told you that Apple was moving up? The SPY is going to tell you more than likely. Just watch the SPY. I mean, things are starting to come back. Like, I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing that, but I mean, you can always create a symbol list of, the higher profiled stocks. Man. All right, guys, I am going to start taking my break. So, Michael, just give me a second here. Yeah, listen, I could be completely wrong about the trill. I mean, this could take out that six like nothing. That's where it stalled. That is where it stalled. And we'll just see. If it takes it out, then, I mean, wow, look left. Now, this is a big comeback now. I mean, guys, again, I know I repeat myself, but anybody who was trading in 2008 and 2009 knows that we had these crazy, crazy intraday swings. Like, it seemed like it lasted for 2 years. Because remember, the market was down over 1,000 points. Now it's only down 330. So that's like having an up day of 700. Imagine if we woke up and the market was up 700, how you'd feel. Well, I mean, that's basically what's happened. Okay, guys, so I'll be taking my break.